Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of GlideChat. My name is Michael Lombardo, CEO of GlideFast Consulting. And today I'm joined with Mat Barter, our Chief Delivery Officer at GlideFast as well. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Mike. How you doing? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Been looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We've been talking about it. We got to get you on a GlideChat.
I know. I love this stuff, though, man. I mean, you guys are doing all kinds of cool stuff in this space, so it's exciting to see.
Yeah, I feel like podcasts are really kind of taking over, and it gives you really a way to connect with your audience and tell your story a little bit, and that's what I love. I know so many people in the ServiceNow community and their stories and the insides and out, and I like to kind of put them on a platform and share it with the rest of the world. So, with that said, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you and how you started in the ServiceNow world, and I guess we'll kind of get into where we are today.
Yeah, thanks. So it's quite the journey for me. I actually started back during those years where ServiceNow wasn't on named versions, right? So I think I was summer of 2008.
Yeah.
And, right. The platform back then was ITSM mainly, and it was a very stripped down version of that. And on top of that, they were coming up with a newfangled thing called Discovery at the time, and it was just like, wow, this is amazing. But to think of the struggles that we had back then to try to get an application in the cloud approved, right, compared to now. Back then, it was like nobody put anything in the cloud.
Yeah, I know.
There's this platform coming along, and to now to have everybody, just think of it as second nature. It's just what you do. I would have loved that back then. That would have solved so many problems. But yeah, so that was my kind of cutting my teeth early back then, 2008, and I'm really a process evangelist. So soon after I got my admin and started getting really great on the platform, I decided, hey, I'm going to start taking off in more of the leadership space, and I wanted to get into that process space as well. So continuous service improvement became my mantra. And it got to a point where a lot of team members didn't want me to touch the keyboard anymore.
It was just, I know the feeling. I know.
Yeah, they wanted to be like, hey, stay away from that. Don't touch anything. Just tell us what you want.
Take away your admin role. We're taking away your admin role. It's like, what?
Exactly. So I mean, it's just made a couple different career moves over time. Always stuck with ServiceNow as being a platform that I really wanted to continue to grow on. Worked with the organization called Vantiv, which became WorldPay, which then became FIS, and I left shortly before it became FIS, and we started CloudPires. Was one of the founders there. Ran that for just about 4.5, 5 years, and then you guys came knocking on the door, right? And the rest is kind of, as they say, history.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, Matt, you and your partner, Matt Saxon, really built a phenomenal company, and it just made so much sense, I think, from both sides for us to join forces. I mean, first of all, I think we're the only two elite partners formed by ServiceNow customers, at least definitely at the time. And we both kind of had that scrappy mentality, do everything we can to be successful for our customers, and, made a lot of things happen. Right. And, I think what was unique about the two, GlideFast and CloudPires, is GlideFast always went after like the best, most experience in the space and the best talents and those big names. And you guys took the approach, which when I heard this, I couldn't believe it, of training people from scratch. So instead of allowing people to get corrupted out there by bad practices, like you guys kind of said, listen, we know best practice. Let's take our knowledge, let's take our expertise and share it with, developers out of college. And, that was an investment that I always wanted to make, but it was just so difficult. It required such a commitment. So when I had the opportunity to work with you on that, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I mean, it's something to really kind of hang your hat on at some point in your career, right? To look back at an organization and think that CloudPires at one point was probably close to 80% of the people that were part of CloudPires being through our roundup program. And that's pretty awesome to think about it. I think of things like, I can at least hang my hat on that at some degree, but now we're doing it at a whole other level at GlideFast, right? I mean, your investment, what you're doing, we're throwing just jet fuel on this capability, right? It started with actually Matt Saxon and I when we were working back at WorldPay. We couldn't find a ServiceNow developer that wasn't going to be through the stratosphere. And plus it was so hard to find talent. I mean, really hard back in that day to find talent.
Oh yeah, there wasn't that much.
Yeah. He said, hey, he's like, we've spent 4 months trying to find someone. Why don't we just train someone? Right?
Yeah.
So, and that's how the program really started. We had lots of people like Tyler and come up through that program like that, and they just became phenomenal developers as a result of that. Yeah. So
architects,
part of he's an architect right now, and he's probably working on the senior architect. Right?
Yep.
It was just amazing to see that career progression, right? And again, just now as a part of GlideFast, right? We used to have 3 to 5 people maybe come through as a part of Cloudfires, and now we had 15, 16 people, I think it was.
I think like 18. I was just there. I was just at the Ohio office, and just got to spend some time with them, and it was amazing. I mean, the energy, first of all, the motivation they have and the determination. So they all just graduated. I think 95% of them are dual certified, service system administrator and the certified application developer cert. We already have people on projects. I mean, it is unbelievable to see the success. And, obviously that's great for business. That's great for the community. But, for me, and I think for you, obviously, like to just know that we help somebody that maybe wouldn't have had an opportunity to get into this space or have such an amazing career. We all know the ServiceNow space is a great place to be, right? Career-wise. And, so we're really helping not only bring new talent in to help the ServiceNow community, to help, GlideFast deliver to our customers, but we're helping people who may have not had an opportunity to get in the space. We both kind of fell into the ServiceNow space. It sounds like me, right? We kind of just fell into it. Right. And, it's pretty honorable that we get to help other people get into the space, set them up for success, pay them to learn, and then help them grow into their careers, into, consultants, developers, Absolutely. Process consultants, and it's amazing.
When we had that kickoff call, first day I was in the office, I had a kickoff call with the GlideFast University students there, right?
Yeah.
And we told them, like, look, the next 90 days are going to be the toughest 90 days of your career. It will be. It's just, it's like, but every drop of energy you put into it, you're going to get tenfold out of it. And then what I meant by that too was what you just said, in that this is a career you'll likely be doing the day you retire.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be around for a good long time. It's really rooted itself across the globe. So the opportunities are going to be amazing. So, and what's interesting is you see that light bulb go on about week 2 or 3 with them, where they start realizing this is huge.
You were right. Yeah. It's such a tight-knit community, and you're absolutely right. And that's like what I think we were really stressed, and I think you started, was like, listen, this isn't just like school. This isn't just like a job. This literally, unfortunately, you do have to dedicate like all of your energy into this. So as soon as you get out of here, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, whatever, you got to go home and get on the computer, and you got to continue to do it. Right. And that's why when I went just yesterday or 2 days ago, I was throwing curveballs at him. I was like, I want these 3 requirements done by the end of the week. And I'm waiting on a couple of people. So if you guys are watching this, I'm waiting on my requirements. But that's what you got to do. You got to throw them off balance and, throw curveballs at them, because that's what customers do, right? This is not a clear cut, clean thing. Like these implementations are challenging, requires a lot of skill set, and requires a lot of resilience and just, rolling with the punches a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to, Darby, Alex Darby. And,
Matt Taylor, Derek,
and Brandon. Those guys,
Brandon,
they knocked it out of the park with this first class, man. And we
I
learned
mean,
so much stuff going through it. The next classes are just going to be even better.
yeah.
And the
Oh
other
yeah.
thing
Talk
is,
about
too,
dedication. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and huge kudos to the GlideFast Consulting family, right? I
Yeah.
know we talk about this, but we're really seeing it shine through right now with everybody reaching out to these associate technical consultants, now technical consultants, right? Reaching out to them and inviting them to see what they're doing, right? That mentorship is really just we didn't have to force it into the organization. It was a natural thing that's just occurring, and that's just awesome to see everybody embrace that and realize they're the next one up, right?
Yeah, and you know what, that you like got the juices flowing with me. Like, I think maybe for some advice for some consultants out there, even developers trying to move up to the next level, I really think it's important to understand initiative, right? Where a lot of people are used to waiting to be told what to do and waiting to be, oh, I didn't realize the trash barrel was knocked over. I didn't know you wanted me to pick it up. If you see a trash barrel knocked over, pick it up, right? And I think that's a big difference between like startup life or like tech life versus like old school corporation. Corporates like shut up and do your job, don't ruffle any feathers, right? In the tech world, in the startup world,
Yep.
I know we're 6 years in more than startup, but it's more like, listen, we're all in. There's no like us versus them. There's no like, leadership's doing this way. Everyone, it's like we want everybody's input, right? So if you see a developer struggling or somebody struggling, jump in and help them. If you see, something wrong with our process, get time with leadership. Don't wait for someone to say, hey, what's your opinion? What is this? Really, go, I always say ask for forgiveness, not permission anyways. But I think that's really important. I see it at a lot of other companies and organizations where people are just like, man, I really didn't like this or that. It's like, speak up. People, you'll be surprised. People do want to hear what employees have to say and, and team members have to say and how to improve,
Yeah. There have been several times I've used this. I don't know how many times with folks. I would much rather prefer to have to put my hand on someone's shoulder and say, wait a minute, come back. Like,
yeah, slow down. Yeah.
Slow down for a second. I'd rather do that all day than have to be kicking somebody in the pants and saying, will you just go do something? Don't
do something.
And that's the great thing about all the candidates and just the GlideFast family in general is you have to run to catch up with everybody, right? Because they're already out the gate and down the road doing something.
Yeah, fast is. I mean, we should have named it like Glide, like ultrasonic speed or something. Like Glide fast doesn't. We're moving fast. It's a fast industry. Our customers need solutions fast, right? We need apps built immediately. It's tough for I think this industry to keep up with the demand. I think we're starting to see that demand tip the scale again for, as far as demand versus availability. And, I think we're the only partner that's really kind of made the investment to say, listen, we're going to train new developers. We're going to train new consultants. And I really don't think other companies have really even considered that. I mean, I know ServiceNow is, right? ServiceNow in partnership with us on the veteran program and the next gen program, we're all involved in that. And that's, something we're passionate about. And I think, it'll reward the business financially.
Oh, absolutely. It's an investment, right? I mean,
it's an investment. It is.
Investment of time. We have so many resources, right, that are invested in this, the training resources. It's a paid training exercise too, right? That we're giving folks, right? We want them to come in and feel like they're already a part of us. It's an investment, but the program that we have, and again, what Darby helped us take to the next level, is just amazing. The success of individuals coming out of that is just what's so high. It's super excited about it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Matt, I think that was a great episode. Any words of wisdom or anything you want to leave us with or leave our audience with?
Mike, the one thing I was thinking about this week more than, and probably ever since I joined GlideFast, right? I think about change, and I think about, what is it about change? So some people will say, oh, I like change. It's no big deal. It's a big deal for everybody, right? the biggest challenge you can do in life is accept the change, right? Take the challenge. You know, us joining forces in everything we're doing every day, Mike, right? I mean, everything you do every day, everything I do every day in this organization, there's a challenge behind it, right?
Yes.
Where's the next level? Where's the next gear? How do we put this in place? How do we, you know, how do we climb that next mountain? And all I can tell folks is don't even think about it. Just take the first step and go. You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
You know? We're gonna be successful. Everybody's gonna be successful. You just got to take that first step. And that's the one thing I've been thinking about probably more than anything, just over the last probably 60 days, is just taking that next challenge and moving forward. It's just awesome.
That's great advice. And I mean, that goes for every aspect of your life, everything, right? And fear will cripple us, you know, where, you know, you're worried about things that probably won't even happen, right? So it's got to be, and I got to remind myself too, that like, you know, just because I used to do it that way, you know, doesn't mean it's the right way, right? And that goes for everybody. I think we're always learning, and we have to be willing, like you said, willing to accept the change and welcome the change, and also adapt. You know, adapt to the changing climate, because it changes all the time. And I've always said it before, like the way GlideFast operates yesterday is not the way it operates today, and it's not the way it'll operate tomorrow. But like you said, you know, we have to even check ourselves and say, hey, listen, just because you've done it before that way, you know, be open to somebody else's advice. Let's listen to, you know, what someone else thinks, and, you know, let's just not do it the traditional way or the way everyone else does it. So, hey, Matt, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Take care, man.